Throughout my time in fieldwork, there was a single sort of ambiguous term that we learned about in our first semester that kept popping back up. To me, especially before fieldwork, I had no clinical background on its definition. So at the beginning of my 12 weeks, I asked myself, what is this term? What is this therapeutic use of self, and how does it translate into different settings? But before I begin that, let's talk about evidence-based practice regarding this topic. After reading the article completed by Solman and Clouston in 2016, I learned that according to Punoir and Plotkin's article in 2000, therapeutic use of self is defined as a practitioner's planned use of his or her personality, insights, perceptions, and judgments as part of the therapeutic process. In the U.S., Taylor et al. In 2009 questioned 568 OTs and found that more than 80% of them believed that therapeutic use of self was the most important skill in their practice. However, in the same survey, about half felt that they did not receive adequate training in practicing this before entering the workforce. In this mixed method study completed by Davidson in 2011 regarding this topic, they questioned various entry-level OTs and compiled a list of 14 different skills integral to building this. Intra and interpersonal skills such as goal setting, empathy, active listening were found to be learned about in school, but other skills such as setting limits, conflict negotiation, potential aggression, and sharing bad news were not as taught. Now, going back to my fieldwork, I had the opportunity to work in a variety of places where I was required to do completely different tasks almost every hour, learn about our clients almost instinctively, and act accordingly in order to see their goals through. However, with the topics that we learned about in school, I thought back to those whenever I was talking with a student, a patient, an 8-year-old versus a 22-year-old, a young OTA or a more experienced OTR, and I made sure that I was actively listening to them, hearing their needs, and providing my input when there was the right opportunity to. Therapeutic use of self translates into different environments by recognizing and understanding different clients, their goals, their backgrounds, and yours, and figuring out what works best for their learning and growth. Whether that's through challenging them, encouraging them, listening to them, providing input, and even resolving conflict. All of these things I'm sure will inevitably happen in our career, but I've learned a lot more about myself and the kind of OT I aspire to be when I start practicing. Each of us have our own set of hands with our own different fingerprints. We are all unique individuals that have something to provide to the world and to our clients. Therapeutic use of self challenges us to think bigger. And undoubtedly, it creates a good standpoint that we are all worthy of change and we can all reach our true potentials. Thank you.